welcome to Minnetrista Museum and Gardens. Join us as we journey through a brief history of Minnetrista's historical roots. Our campus lies on the ancestral land of Miami Native Americans. Lenape peoples also lived here from approximately 1796 to 1820. Their village was known as Muncietown, in reference to the Muncie language spoken by the Lenape. The federal government pushed the Lenape out of Indiana in 1821 after a treaty was signed at St. Mary's, Ohio in 1818. The Miami also signed a treaty ceding land in central Indiana. Rebecca Hackley, the granddaughter of Miami Chief Little Turtle, received a land reservation in the treaty, obtaining hundreds of acres around the bend of the White River. She later sold the land to Goldsmith Gilbert, who developed a village on the southern edge of Hackley's reserve and called it Muncietown. In the late 1880s, the Ball family began the process of moving their glass manufacturing business from Buffalo, New York to Muncie. The Ball brothers had started their company in 1880 after borrowing $200 from their uncle and beginning to manufacture wood-jacketed tin cans for paint and kerosene. In 1884, the Ball brothers began making glass home canning jars which did not corrode like the tin cans did. In 1887, the Ball brothers began building a glass-making plant in Muncie, making use of the natural gas reserves in the area. The plant was completed in 1888 and began production. The Ball brothers were always encouraged by their mother to stick together not only in business but in life, and their sister Lucina suggested they find a large tract of land on which to live. The brothers heeded her suggestion and built homes next to one another on what is now the Minnetrista campus. The name Minnetrista was suggested by Lucina and Mary Frances Ball, a combination of the Sioux word minnie, meaning water, and the English word trist, meaning gathering place. Nebosham was home to Edmund B. and Bertha Crosley Ball and their 4 children. The name Nebosham comes from a Delaware Indian word meaning bend in the river. In 1957, the home was released to Ball State University to be used as an art center. In 1977, it became an academic building and was renamed the E. B. and Bertha C. Ball Center for University and Continuing Programs. Maplewood was home to William C. and Emma Rogers Ball and their son William H. It was later used as a guest house for the Ball Corporation, and today it houses Indiana University health students participating in residencies in Muncie. Oakhurst was the home of George A. and Frances Woodworth Ball and their daughter Elizabeth. The home was renovated in the early 1990s and opened to the public in 1995. The new Oakhurst experience has welcomed visitors since 2019. The L.L. Ball home was home to Lucius L. and Sarah Ball and their daughter Helen. This home is the oldest home on the boulevard and was already on the property when it was acquired by the Ball family. Minnetrista was home to Frank C. and Elizabeth Brady Ball and their 5 children. The home was remodeled in 1902, and the 6 iconic columns were added to the structure. In 1967, Minnetrista was destroyed by a serious fire, but the 6 columns were salvaged, and they now reside at the entrance of our campus. The Ball Brothers Company continued to grow and thrive in the 20th century. George and Frances Ball helped create the Ball Blue Book in the Oakhurst kitchen, which would teach many Americans about canning and preserving in a time when these methods were rising in popularity. Several versions of the Blue Book were published over the years, and it evolved alongside the glass jar, which also continued to be developed. As a result of their success in business, the Ball brothers started 2 foundations, which shepherded their civic engagements as they contributed significantly to Ball State University, Ball Memorial Hospital, and Minnetrista. In 1978, Margaret Ball Petty wrote to her cousin Edmund F. Ball, suggesting that the Ball Brothers Foundation provide a museum in which to exhibit fine art. A decade later, in 1988, the Minnetrista Cultural Center opened where the Minnetrista home once stood. Edmund F. Ball envisioned a unique place where the history, arts, and industry of Delaware County and the surrounding areas could be preserved, exhibited, studied, and enjoyed. His desire was that Minnetrista would build up the community and change over time. Minnetrista is home to the Heritage Collection, which focuses on the social and industrial legacy of the region. Composed of more than 18,000 objects and countless archival materials, the collection features artwork, regionally manufactured goods, historic textiles, correspondence, photographs, and more. The Catalyst sculpture, created by Beverly Stucker Precious, was installed in 2004 and commissioned by Virginia B. Ball to honor her husband Edmund. The Catalyst represents the partnership between the Ball family and the Muncie area, stewardship of the land, and how Minnetrista is a catalyst in the community. Today at Minnetrista, we engage with our community through exhibitions, programs, outreach, and partnership building. At the Center Building, changing galleries exist to help guests learn about art and science and the history of East Central Indiana. In the Oakhurst experience, guests can spend time together while exploring the beautiful home of George and Frances Ball and their daughter Betty. Oakhurst celebrates the family's passions, encouraging visitors to snuggle up with a book from the shelves, play games together from the large selection of board games, and learn more about home food preservation in the kitchen where the Ball Blue Book was created. Within the Lucius L. Ball home, visitors can find the Bob Ross experience and explore the life, philosophy, and art of the iconic American painter inside the historic home where The Joy of Painting was filmed. The immersive exhibition features original paintings and artifacts, inspiring visitors with Bob's message of fearless creativity.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Painting classes are available within the historic home, allowing visitors to learn and fully experience the joy of painting. The Orchard Shop at Minnetrista is your destination for local handmade goods and unique gifts. Guests can find other items such as Ball jars and canning supplies, Bob Ross Experience exclusive items, and seasonal hand-pressed apple cider and apples. Throughout the year, Minnetrista hosts events such as the Enchanted Luminaria Walk, fairies, sprites and lights, as well as farmers markets, the garden fair, and holiday events. We are happy you have chosen to visit Minnetrista Museum and Gardens, East Central Indiana's gathering place for generations to come. Our friendly staff look forward to meeting you and seeing you again soon. Enjoy your visit.